You might have studied more, worked harder, prepared better, and still feel like you shrink in the presence of someone who seems to dominate every conversation. This doesn't happen because that person is better than you. It happens because at some point, you learn to feel smaller. And the worst part? Your body reacts before you even realize it. It's like your mind switches off the moment someone walks in with that power posture, that instant confidence that makes you stop standing your ground, stop showing up fully. But here's the good news. There's a simple, practical way to reprogram that response and change the game. In the next few minutes, you'll learn how to stop feeling small around confident people, using techniques that break this invisible hierarchy and activate a powerful presence within you. And before we dive in, drop a comment below saying, "I deserve my space." Because just recognizing that truth means you're ready to stop shrinking. Since childhood, most people, without even realizing it, learn that they need to fit in. You grow up being told to behave, to not act full of yourself, to respect those who are older, more experienced, or more successful. And that's where the silent poison of comparison begins. There's always someone smarter, better looking, faster. When this belief takes root early on, it becomes an automatic mental script, one where others are always somehow above you. High self-esteem, it gets pushed aside. That inner voice tells you to hold back, just to avoid conflict or rejection. But this isn't just psychological, it's biological too. There's a part of the brain called the amygdala, which originally evolved to protect you from real threats, like a lion in the wild. Today, that same part gets triggered just by seeing someone walk into a room with powerful posture. Just sensing the presence of a confident person makes your body react as if you're under threat. Your chest tightens, your voice disappears, your thoughts freeze. This isn't weakness, it's biology. And the first step to changing this is realizing you're not broken. Your system is just reacting the wrong way. The truth is we're all trapped in a kind of invisible social theater. Social comparison theory, developed by Leon Festinger, explains exactly this. The human mind constantly tries to place itself on an imaginary ladder, where someone always seems to be above you. But that ladder? It's an illusion. Still, it ends up dictating who speaks the loudest, who stays quiet, who shrinks, and who takes the lead in a conversation. And the fuel behind this entire cycle? External validation. It's like we need invisible applause to feel like we're enough. But hang on, because now we're getting to the good part. The truth behind all of this is far more freeing than it seems. The biggest mistake most people make, without even realizing it, is try to look confident just to avoid embarrassment. Faking confidence has become the new normal. Hold back shoulders, rehearse laughter, a carefully controlled tone of voice. But here's the truth, that doesn't actually convince anyone. At its core, it's just a polished shell covering up the same old fear of not being enough. And worse, it only feeds your insecurity, because deep down, you know you're playing a role. One slip, and the whole act falls apart. The secret isn't to come off as tougher, firmer, or colder. The real shift starts when you change how you see confident people. Not as untouchable social giants, but as human beings, people who've practiced, trained, and yes, who have doubts too. When you begin to see their confident body language as a learned habit, not an innate superpower, something inside you starts to shift. The desire to stop shrinking no longer comes from pressure, but from realization. That powerful presence you admire, it's something you can build, not imitate. That's why instant confidence only works when it's backed by an inner mindset of authority. You can't fake power if your thinking still feels small. So the challenge isn't to act better, it's to reshape how you perceive the person across from you. And the next key to unlocking that shift, it's coming up next. There's one idea that, once it really clicks, changes everything. Confident people aren't better, smarter, or more important. They're just more used to appearing right. And let's be honest, that makes a huge difference. The confidence you see in them is the result of practice, repetition, and habit. And many times, it's just well-rehearsed stagecraft, complete with costume and all. They weren't born with a special chip. They just kept showing up until their body and mind started believing together. The problem is, you've been conditioned to confuse certainty with truth. When someone speaks with conviction and confident body language, they seem to know more, even when they're wrong. And just like that, you retreat. You lower your tone, step back, go silent. That's not instant confidence, that's automatic surrender of authority. But when you realize that the powerful presence that once intimidated you is trained like any other skill, a new perspective begins to form. High self-esteem doesn't depend on others. It depends on how you choose to see yourself right now. And here's the most interesting part. Real power isn't about lifting your chin or puffing out your chest. It's about being rooted, so grounded in who you are that outside forces can't shake you. Power posture isn't about looking invincible. It's about no longer needing to prove anything to anyone. And to activate that, you don't need years of therapy. You need simple, science-backed, powerful techniques. And that's exactly where things start to get really good. The first technique is what we call internal leveling. Here's how it works. Every time you feel small around someone, especially if they seem to have a powerful presence, pause for a moment and say to yourself firmly, "This person is not above or below me. They're just in a different part of the journey." Repeat it until your body starts to believe it. Consciously visualize the two of you at the same eye level, equal in energy, standing tall together. This mental exercise breaks the automatic programming that puts others on a pedestal. It's not magic, it's neuroscience. You're training your brain to move from comparison to internal validation. The second is the well-known command presence posture, based on research from Harvard Business School and Amy Cuddy. Stand tall, arms open, chest out, and breathe deeply and steadily for 2 full minutes. It might feel silly at first, but the effects are real and measurable. Reduced cortisol, increased testosterone, and activation of your internal authority system. This technique literally changes how your body feels about itself. Do it before a meeting, a tough conversation, or any social event in a private space. Your body will thank you, and your mind will follow with way more instant confidence. And finally, the technique that can completely shift the way you communicate, strategic reverse validation. Instead of seeking approval, how about offering validation intelligently and subtly? For example, when you meet someone who exudes confidence, say with genuine curiosity, "You seem really confident. How do you handle moments when you feel insecure?" That kind of question not only shows emotional intelligence, it also instantly repositions you as someone with an authority mindset. It shows you're not asking for space, you're occupying yours. This technique dismantles any hidden hierarchy and builds true connection, not submission. These are tools that work, not because they sound good, but because they've been tested, proven, and best of all, they're within your reach right now. And what starts to happen when you use them consistently? That's something most people aren't even ready for. When you master your own presence, you change the way others perceive you. Once you learn to hold your power, both internally and externally, that suffocating feeling of constantly being judged begins to fade. If this video sparks something in you, share it with someone who also needs to reconnect with their inner strength. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do it now, because here, you're going to learn how to stop adapting to your environment and start becoming the point of reference.